Hello everyone and welcome to Monday. This evening has been a very busy one, requires a brief explanation, which I will give you now. About 2 weeks ago, Jarrett sent me a message and said, hey, something's wrong with my computer. I've been trying to fix it, I tried to turn it on, it didn't work, and I need you to look at it. And I was like, alright, bring it over. So he came over that morning, he had to be late to work because he needs his computer for work, but his computer didn't work. He has a MacBook and it's a few years old. And I tried a bunch of different stuff to get it working, and I couldn't get it working. And I said, man, I don't know what's wrong with it, but you're going to have to take it somewhere to get it looked at. In the meantime, I gave him my MacBook, because I didn't need it till we go to PAX. And he has a bootable external, which was really, really useful. So he could just boot his OS from the external, and that's what he took. Anyway, he got it looked at, and the motherboard was dead, and it was going to cost a significant amount of money. And he said, you know what, I think that I would like to, just invest this into a new computer. And I was like, all right, that's fair. And we were thinking about going the, official route, and he was thinking about buying maybe a Mac Mini or an iMac or something. And we ultimately decided it would be best and most cost efficient to buy or to build a Hackintosh, because I've built a few now, and I'm comfortable with the process, and I feel like I know enough of what I'm doing to go through with the process. But I started looking into it, and it just so happens that this is more or less the worst time to build a Hackintosh, because we're between cycles where the new motherboards Apple hasn't implemented, so they don't have official drivers and stuff for, so the community's trying to make other stuff work. And I was reading into it a little bit, and I was like, man, I don't want to jump into this. It's not that I didn't think I couldn't get it working, but I was like, if I jump into this, Jarrett needs this to work, and it might take me a few days to get it working perfectly, and it just wasn't the same situation as when I built this in October 2012. When I did this, it was a breeze, everything went really well. There was a little hiccup, but I got it fixed later, and things were nice. But building a Hackintosh now would have been bad. So that was upsetting, because I wanted him to be able to, to do that, but he couldn't do that. So we ended up getting a Mac Mini, which was also kind of bad, because that's at the end of a product cycle. And there are going to be new Mac Minis coming out, but he decided to get a Mac Mini. And he brought it over tonight, and we got it all hooked up and got everything set up. We had to pull the hard drive out of his old MacBook and get all the contents off of it. So we had to take it out of that, put it in my computer, get all the contents off of it, and put it on his external so he could have it for his Mac Mini. And also we upgraded his RAM, because you guys already know this, especially people that don't like Apple. Apple overcharges for a lot of stuff. Like, the default configuration on a Mac Mini is 4 gigs of RAM. If you want to take it from 4 gigs to 16 gigs, it's $300. If you want to just buy 16 gigs of the same speed of RAM on Amazon, it's $145. So that's what I had him do. Instead of getting the upgrade from Apple, he just bought the RAM off of Amazon, and then we just put it in. So yeah, it worked a little bit better that way, since he was able to save $150. So it was still pretty expensive, but he loves it, and the Mac Mini is such a cool computer, such a tiny little cool computer. And this is what I'm getting to what this vlog is actually about. I don't want a Hackintosh forever. At least I don't think I do. I really like my computer. I like the fact that I can use OS X. I really like OS X. I've learned a lot about computers just in general, being able to build computers, since I've built several for us, several for other people, and I've learned a lot about hardware and things like that. So that's beneficial, and I enjoy that. But when it comes right down to it, they're still a headache. The Hackintosh is still a headache, and when you're scared of updates, that's not good. Like, there's people on the Hackintosh sites that say, Hackintosh ultimately doesn't really detract from Apple sales, even though it probably does a little bit, just for the fact that eventually people get to the point where they want an actual Mac, and I feel like I'm getting there more and more. I would really like a Mac Pro, and they are incredibly expensive. Very, very expensive. They're the first product where I feel like it's not actually overpriced. Originally, I thought it was overpriced, but you guys, some of you had said, no, wait, dude, go look at the GPUs. You understand why they're expensive. And yeah, actually, I feel like the Mac Pro is, for the most part, fairly priced. The hardware in it is incredible, and it's amazing that they got it in such a small package. And the price point turns me off a little bit, but I feel like I'm going to try and get through another year or two, and then I'm going to begin considering possibly buying a Mac Pro. Maybe. I had to throw in a maybe at the end there. So, I don't know. This is just a weird vlog to get my feelings out on the subject. I like Apple. I've been using Apple products for many years. I like the simplicity of them. You turn them on and they work, and it's almost kind of an oxymoron to build a Hackintosh where a lot of times you have issues and problems that you just don't get with, you know, Apple products. And I understand that there can be problems. They are not perfect devices by any means, but for the most part, you plug it in and it works. I mean, Jarrett plugged everything in. There's no extra bullcrap software on there. It just goes, and it was really cool to see that. And I was like, man, one day I will probably get a Mac Pro, but will a Mac Pro be my next computer? Possibly. It could be another Hackintosh. I don't know. I mean, it's a cost thing. Mac Pros are very, very expensive computers, and a Hackintosh is a whole lot cheaper. But to be fair, a Mac Pro is an incredibly powerful computer. It's just, there's a lot of times I'm looking at the specs and I'm like, this is just, you know, for once in my life, I'm going to say this is more than I need. You know, this can do a lot of stuff that I don't actually need the computer to do. So, I don't know. It's something I'm going to look at in the future, but thoughts on the subject. And as far as why there's no other footage of this, why I didn't film anything, brain fart. I usually don't have a brain fart this bad, but I was so into getting everything set up and taking out the hard drive and doing everything tonight that, like, I legitimately had a huge brain fart, just didn't film anything. But that's all that happened. That's all that happened today, so I guess you didn't miss a ton. So it's not too bad. Anyway, I'm really curious because it's a very expensive device. Are there any of you out there that have the Mac Pro, the new Trashcan, the Apple Trashcan? And if so, what do you think of it? I know that you're out there. It's not the, I guess, the best-selling device in the world. That would, as far as like the computers, probably be like the MacBook, because everyone has a MacBook now. But I'm curious, for those that have the Mac Pro, what do you think of it, and what your past computer experiences are? Because I don't know, it's something I'm considering. It's down the road a little bit, especially since we're working on this whole house thing, but it's something I'm thinking about. Anyway, that's it. I'm done rambling. Thank you so much for watching. We've got 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday, and by the time I announce this, I guess it's really old news. I have to make the video to announce the fact that we're doing a meetup, but we are going to be doing a meetup, so that'll be on the vlog soon enough. Thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow. And this is all of them. I know they're stacked up on top of each other, but there are 65 in there, and those are all ones that we didn't already have. Now, the ones we did already have are in this bag, and I got the bag loaded up. All right, then, I'll lend you my tank. You sure seem happy to hear that. This seems dangerous. I'm driving a tank. This is really sweet music, but this is dangerous. I'm driving a friggin' tank.